everybody. Welcome to Walnut Lodge, Walnut location, Therapeutic Movement, week 5. Can you believe it? So I know there's people watching. Thank you guys for being there. I so appreciate it. Tonight's class is I'm going to tip my hat, or I guess that's the best way to put it, or I've constructed the end, maybe that's a better way to put it, for Tina. So remember I said if you had questions or you had requests to message me and I would see what I could do about it. So Tina was missing some of the knee work, the knee mobilization stuff. So we're going to start today with the rocking breath, and then we're going to go to joint mobilization and then stretch. The stretch with the slight internal external rotation in the knee joints and the hips. So the other question that I did get is, can you do this rocking breath on the couch? Because last week, if you were here, I did basically almost everything on the couch. It was a breathing practice. You can do this rocking breath on the couch. It's not as good as doing it on a really solid hard surface. Now the hard surface, whether you sleep on a really firm mattress or a futon or the floor, that hard surface actually allows a lot of the musculature to relax. It decompresses your spine for you, the really hard surface. So that's one of the things that the floor has going for you. But if you can't get down on the floor, yeah, you could do it on your couch. But the squishiness doesn't, allow for as much release. All right, so we're going to need a strap, and then you'll probably need some pillows and maybe a block. If you use something under your head for the rocking breath, then get that now. So set yourself up. We're going to tie our knees together with a strap or a rope or a necktie, whatever you have. Power cord. I have used a power cord before. And you're desperate. All right, so about a fist between your knees. And then we're just going to lay down. Nice and flat. And it feels really good to me today because I spent the afternoon raking and burning stuff. Actually, one of my favorite things to do. All right, so throw your arms out to the side. And just feel yourself laying on the floor. Do you feel like you're square and flat? Is one side rotated? Do you feel one side pressing more? Is your waist down? Both sides of your hips pressing evenly? I am not even at all right now. But don't do anything about it. Just note it and leave it. Shift your attention just to your feet. Feel them on the floor. And then feel the weight of the shin drop down into the ankle joint. And just relax that. The strap is holding the knees from flopping open if you have that tight outside line. So just let the inner thighs go. And then from the knee joint down to the hip sockets, feel the weight of the femur and the thigh just push into your sockets. And as you feel that weight in the pelvis, allow the back of the pelvis to just open onto the ground, taking the weight. And then see vertebrae number 5, lumbar number 5, attached to the top of your sacrum. And then from that vertebrae, all the way to the base of your skull, take a big inhale, and then just exhale. And release that whole line down as much as you're going to get it right now. Take another big inhale into the chest. Lift the collarbones up. And then exhale. Drop that down. Let the collarbones open. And feel the shoulder blades relax onto the ground. Feel the collarbones drop to the shoulder joint. And then just feel your arms relaxing and dropping open and out of that shoulder joint just a little bit. Last thing, just another inhale. This time, feel your skull disconnect itself from your neck. The jaw will drop into the throat, the chin tilts a little bit. Everything gets heavy when you release it. Shift your attention to your breath. Feel a nice deep belly breath. Feel the belly go up to the ceiling on the inhale, and then just drop it down. So for the next minute, just inhale and exhale, trying to make that inhale last the same length of time as the exhale. Slowing both down. Making them big and full. Feel this exhale for what it is. It's a release. So let go on that exhale. Now on your next inhale, push your belly towards your thighs, and then exhale, release. And just notice if as you push your belly towards your thighs, if the sacrum rocks up off the ground. It might not. If your back is pretty loose, your pelvis will start moving forward with that inhale and dropping back to the ground on the exhale. Just focus on the inhale. Biggest inhale you can muster, and then exhale, and then use your stomach to push the rest of the air out at the end of that exhale. So feel the stomach engage and push the low back into the ground. Let it go. Inhale, belly towards your thighs. Exhale, let it go. Push the rest of the air out with your stomach. Relax your chest. Let it go. Inhale, pelvis towards your thighs. Exhale. Press the low back into the ground. Inhale. Let it go. Exhale. Push the rest of it out. Let it go. Inhale. Now let's look at the end points where the inhale, exhale becomes the exhale. Push the air out. All the air goes out. And then this end point, let it go, where the exhale becomes the inhale. And then continue. So we have these passive beginnings. Exhale, release. And then push the air out. Release, passive breath starts. And then finish the breath, the inhale, actively. Keep going with your own timing. When you just start this and you just release, it can be jerky. As you keep going, that will smooth out. Biggest breath that you can take in. Let the pelvis and the spine move with the inhale and the exhale. Now, if you've done this a while and it's very comfortable to you, we're going to add the legs. Inhale, pelvis to your belly, push out on that strap. Exhale, release. Press the waist into the ground, squeeze the knees. Just easy at first. Release. Inhale. Push out on the strap. Exhale. Squeeze the knees, press the low back. Release. Inhale. Press out on the strap. Exhale, release. Squeeze. Keep going, own breath, couple more. Feel the movement back and forth between these two endpoints. Make the exhale and the inhale as big as you can, but still just using the muscles that you use to breathe with, nothing else. Except we're adding the legs to help stabilize that sacrum. Keep going. Breathing. Feeling your whole body move with this inhale, exhale. Feel that you're being moved by the breath. You're just laying there and allowing that breath to pass through you. One more. Inhale and exhale. Release that. Walk your heels in as close as you can to your sit bones, and then drop both knees to the right. Let that left shoulder lift up if it's going to, if it needs to. Settle into your twist. Check out that stretch happening from the sacrum on the left all the way down through that left knee. Maybe it's not pulling, maybe it is. Now start that rocking breath here. Inhale, push your belly towards your thighs. Then lift that breath up into your armpit. Lift the armpit to the ceiling. You will roll up onto that right hip just a little bit. Exhale, release, shoulder, ribs, waist, hip. Inhale, push the pelvis. Take the breath into the armpit. Exhale, release. Inhale, push, take it to the armpit, relax that left arm. It's just hanging out of the socket. Inhale, push, pelvis to your thighs, lift that breath up into your arm. Feel that shoulder roll in slightly on that left side, and then release that arm. Pay attention to that arm on this round. Inhale. Press your pelvis, lift it into the armpit, roll a little bit higher. See if you can feel that shoulder starting to roll in. Exhale, drop it down. Now we're going to take that into a circle. Take the arm into a circle. Inhale, push your pelvis, lift the breath into your rib cage. Let the arm roll over your ear, and then make a circle with your fingers. Reach that arm slowly in front of you. Pick it up behind you. Let it drop and circle. Inhale. Let it drop into the socket. Exhale. Push it out. Inhale. Lift it up. Exhale. Inhale. If you don't want to do the breath with it, don't. Just feel the breath start it and focus on the arm. Try to make it as heavy as possible. Just drag it. The heavier it is, the more you have released. Let that arm just kind of graze the hip and drop. Couple more. Make that circle as big as you can. Push it out. Let the chest pull the arm over. Feel it deepen into the socket. Reach it forward. Pull the armpit, pull the shoulder blade to pull the arm up and over your pelvis. So you're really feeling how that arm is attached. Try to motivate with the blade more than your arm. So the blade just pulling and the arm just flops. And then inhale, push your chest, let the arm roll over, let it reach to the front, pull the armpit, let it flop. Last one. Inhale, push, let it go. Pull the arm, let it drop, and then roll back to center. Pull the feet in again. Couple breaths here. Just noticing the change in how you perceive that left side. And then inhale, knees drop to the left, get them down, and then let your chest adjust. Drop into that twist. And then inhale, push your belly towards your thighs, lift that breath into your armpit, roll up on that left hip a bit. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, push the belly, lift the breath into your ribs. Exhale, release. Inhale, push the belly, take it up into the armpit. Exhale. Inhale, push the belly towards the thighs. Feel that right shoulder rolling in as you lift the breath high into the chest. Exhale, release that shoulder. Taking it into the circle. Inhale, push the belly. Feel that shoulder roll in. Reach it forward. Nice and slow and heavy. Pull the blade. Let it flop. Push it out. Inhale. Release that arm deep into the socket. Relax the neck. Push. Pull the blade. Drag it up and over your pelvis. Let it drop. Push it out. Inhale. Belly push towards the thighs. Exhale. Reach it over. Pull that shoulder blade back. Drag it up. Drop it down. Push it out. Inhale. Every time that arm comes over your head, feel like that femur or the humerus is dropping deeper into that joint. How do you do that? Inhale, pull the shoulder blade down, and then feel that upper arm get super heavy. Just let it relax in the joint. Just a couple more. Pull the arm. Drop it down. Inhale. Pull the shoulder blade down. Now right here, relax. Deep. Last one. Inhale. Shoulder blade down. Relax the arm. Let it go. Forward. Pull the blade down. Let it flop over and roll. Just a couple of nice, soft belly breaths. Check to see how that spine, the hips and the shoulders are laying on the ground now. I'm not completely even, but I'm way better than I was. Pull the knees in, roll to your right side, unsnap yourself, and come up. All right, now, the next thing, I'm going to move to my couch, and you don't, it can be a couch or chair, something to put your back against at first. All right, and move this out a bit. That'll do it. Yeah. All right, so the first thing is just come to sitting and cross your legs. So do you need a couch for this? No, you don't. But if you have to move yourself so that you can do this next part after what we're doing right here with a couch. Now, if you feel like this position is not comfortable, you can also sit on your block or sit on some kind of cushion. So it would be just getting your sit bones up, and that'll let your knees drop a little bit. I'll just demonstrate that. So I would just be here. Either way works. All right. So before we get into this knee work, we're just going to warm up the joints a little bit more. So, well, let's start with our left leg. Stretch your right leg out. You can have it straight or bent, just be comfortable. Then what I want you to do is, I want you to just circle your ankle. It doesn't matter which way. This will go both ways. So when you're circling your ankle, do it with your attention placed in the joint so that you feel what's going on there. Is it a nice circle, or do you have parts of it where you feel like you're not really going through a nice range of motion? I noticed this on my left foot because I've had issues here. Now just reverse it. See if you can see any difference going the other way. Now I have my hands on my shin. If that's where your hands are, you can feel all of those muscles working. And you know, they might be getting tired. Just one more. All right. Now I want you to take your fingers and I want you to put them in between your toes. All right. So, and then I want you to take your hand and pull one way and then point. Push them and point. Now for some of you, you might feel that this is not that much fun because it really hurts. If that's you, don't do this part. Just stick your fingers in there and let your toes adjust. Now we're going to circle again. Just a couple, one way. And then the other way. And release. Now, open and close. Open and close. Couple more. Open, spread them, and close. Open and close. Release that. A little bit of foot tingling going on. Let's go to the other foot. Cross it. And then just start circling the ankles. So I'm up for doing a requests, because now you'll have this on tape, so if this really works for you, you can kind of go back and do this one. Joint mobilization, this is non-weight bearing, just range of motion stuff, is really good for a lot of different things. If you have arthritis, if you have any of the autoimmune diseases where it makes you really stiff, it's gentle work, but we have to keep the joints moving. And we're going to get into deep knee flexion, and I really like to have things a little bit warmer when we do that. Just reverse that. Couple, go the other way. Yeah, because it doesn't take much to start feeling this work. Then, here we go. Fingers in between your toes. Now, you can buy things now, I think they're called yoga toes, that will do this. This is spreading out your toes for you. It actually, if you do it, it really relaxes your foot. You wouldn't believe it at first, because especially now, when you first do it and then you start moving it, it's not that pleasant. As a matter of fact, this foot is kind of painful. But you leave it for a little bit, a while, and then it all goes away. And then just circle it one way. I like to go one joint and then the other, because then you really can get a read on how your body's different one side to the other. So my left ankle, not so good. Right ankle, super fluid. Let that go. And then open them and squeeze them. Open them and squeeze them. Open them and squeeze them. Just one more. Open them and squeeze them. Let it go. All right, going back to your left leg. So what we're going to do here is just little circles in the knee. This kind of looks like a can maybe. Just one way. Try not to move your femur. So you're going to hold your leg and just circle. Circle the lower leg. Reverse it. It's not a big deal. Reverse it. Reverse it. We're going to reverse it one more time. Reverse it. Because at first, you just don't know how to do it. Reverse. Gets more free. One more time. Reverse. Kick it wild. Reverse. And let it go. Stretch that out. Yeah. The side to side comparisons are really helpful. All right. Grabbing that right leg or whatever leg. Circle. One. I don't care which direction. Just pick a direction. Reverse. So, because at first what you'll notice is that circle is more your ankle than your knee. Because your knee is going, what? Reverse. Just getting energy into the joint. Moving the fluid around. Moving that synovial fluid around. And there's no weight here. We're using muscles. You don't have to go as fast as I'm going. It can be slower. Reverse. More controlled. When I go fast, I feel like I can get a little bit more drop. Reverse. Reverse. So this is also a movement in ballet. Reverse, or the can-can. And let it go. All right. And then sometimes if you put your hands on your joints after you're done, you can feel the energy going. All right. Pick up your first leg, whatever leg that is. This time, we're just gonna circle the hip. Try to hold the weight so you could hold your knee. You could go underneath. I like this better. So you're just kind of stirring the pot. Reverse it. You can stir it kind of low. The hip is an amazing joint. You have so much range here. Reverse. And again, this is just the first one. Reverse. But again, as you keep going back and forth, it gets easier. And reverse. One more time, reverse. So we're not concerned here about stretching, just moving. And last one, reverse. And let it go. Stretch it out. And other leg. And reverse. And reverse. And reverse. And one more time. Reverse. A lot of work on your arms, really. And reverse. And let that go. Stretch them both long. Yeah. All right. So if you're sitting on something, move to sit on the floor. All right, now, your legs aren't, they're kind of making a V. You're going to reach your hands forward. I've moved away from the couch. I've kind of moved out so you can see my back a little bit. And now we're going to just stir the pot. So, not going to do very many of these. Typically it's inhale forward, exhale back. How fast do you want to go? You can go really slow. But what I want you to do is I want you to think about the hip sockets. This is another mobilization of the hip sockets. Feel your pelvis. It's just rolling around on your sockets. Your arms are working. Your stomach is working. Your back is working. Your waist is working. Reverse. Actually, just about everything is working. But it's just a gentle movement. You can feel when your hip flexors engage. You can feel when your stomach comes online. You can feel the quads. You can feel the stomach and the ribs as you breathe. Just keep breathing. Let the legs relax as much as you can. Hey, James, what time is it?
6:27. Ron says he loves stirring the pot.
What?
Ron says he loves stirring the pot.
So Ron just said he loves stirring the pot. I love stirring the pot too. It's such a simple thing. Just a couple more. Last one, inhale and release. So move yourself back to your couch. Interlace your fingers, put them behind your head. And just go easy because we've been mainly forward. So just breathe the ribs up. Head is resting on your hands. Just feel the ribs. Extend the spine. Relax everything else. Just a couple breaths here. Come up to vertical and just pull your chin down. Just give yourself just a little bit of a neck stretch since we're here.
Lisa also likes the pot stirring.
The what?
Pot stirring.
Alright, come back up, release. So Lisa likes the pot stirring too. But when you're done with the pot stirring, you really feel a lot of energy, but you also feel a lot of release. So we're going to do just one more. And you can sit up on your pillow for this. If you have a really hard time sitting up, then I would suggest sitting on your pillow. So, because you have to keep your pelvis forward. So your hip flexors have to engage here. So we're going to inhale here. And then you're going to exhale, pull your right elbow back. And we're going to exhale through our nose. It's going to be inhale, inhale. Actually, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Sorry. Just easy. Come center, left. Come center, arms drop. Move yourself back, reach back, grab your couch, and then just use your arm on that couch wherever to just help you twist. Just a couple of breaths here. I'm kind of scooting my hand in where the pillow meets the back. So what's kind of nice being able to hold on to something, it's like binding. You know, why we bind in yoga is so that we can hold one part, the hands, and let go of everything else. So here what you can do is just hold that hand and let go of everything else. Very similar to that twist that I always do on the chair. But, you know, I don't want to get a regular chair out. Just want to use what's here. So you can get a decent twist here, and then just go the other way. Just a couple of breaths into your rib cage. And release that. So back to center. All right, so the thing about the knees is we know the knee bends on one plane. Flex, extend. But there's also a little bit of movement that happens through the hip and the knee, rolling into the hero and rolling out to things like the lotus. So those actions, if you do them correctly, really help keep the knee and the quad and the hip balanced. Because what will end up happening is if your hip, quad get too tight, it pulls the balance of the knee off. Sometimes it'll affect just the kneecap, sometimes it'll rotate the whole thing open. So the hero in yoga and the lotus, it's for your hips, but it's also for, the balance of the work across the knee. So what we're going to do first is we're going to pull our right foot up just above the kneecap, and we're going to do like a one-legged butterfly. But what I want you to do is I want you to use your arm to wiggle your hip on this round. So you could use two arms, you could use one arm. Just push it kind of fast. This isn't ballistic stretching, really. This is again just kind of joint mobilization. And release. Put your left leg up. And go. See, my left hip is way tighter than my right hip. I know that. It's getting better though.
Mainly like the pot stirring too. With a hit.
Pot stirring is a hit. Good. Millie liked pot stirring too. Yay, Millie. That one will make you unsore really quickly if you're sore in your low back and your hips. Just kind of make a mental note of that. All right, and release that. Come back to your right. Now this time, we're going to do it without our hands. So I want you to just use the hamstring hip connection and pull it on your own with your hip. But always easy, because the problem with all of these positions is they have to have the hip joint involved. The hip is really what's open here, and the knee is just still in that front back plane, but there is a little bit of twist going on. All right, now pull the knee down. Pull it down using your hip. So try to get that knee towards the ground. So you're kind of squeezing your butt on one side, really. Pull it down, 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 let it go, pull this up, and then pull it over like you're going to twist. But now take your hip and pull it back. So you're going to hold your leg with your hand. Now take this hip and pull back. And you'll feel a little bit of stretch in the hip, not a lot. Just let go of the inside of the joint. Feel your sit bone go back. And let go. Left, pull it up. And then with your leg, pull. Again, non-weight bearing. Couple more. Sometimes if you try to go fast, your leg just like starts freaking out on you. All right, now take that knee and pull. Pull it down. Pull it towards the ground. Pull it towards the ground. Pull it towards the ground. Feel the outside line. It's like you're rotating out. Well, you're not like you're rotating. You're rotating out and you're pulling that whole line. Pulling it down. Pulling it down. You can feel the change in the joint. A couple more. Pulling it down. You can feel the connection. Let it go. Put it down. And then same thing. Push across with your hand. Then take your sit bone and pull back. Pull back. So you're getting a little bit of the opposite of that. Getting ready for the inward rotation for heroes. Here, it's kind of, it looks like a yoga pose, right? We're just holding on and we're pulling. We're using our mind to just keep that sit bone pulling back and away from that femur and trying to relax in the joint. Not unlike all the things that we do in Ashtanga in these positions, but just taking it a little bit more segmented. So here our hand is holding and you just keep trying to pull that sit bone back. And release. All right, just last one of these. Take your right foot and we're going to pull it up into that half lotus if you can. So that's heel all the way up to your socket. Sit up, hold it with your hand. If you can't get it past where it was before, no big deal. Now just very easy little movements here. That's all. Now see, this one I feel in my knee. This is the knee that I've had operated on. That's how I really know about this rotation. If you don't keep after this, your knee just kind of locks up because it becomes unbalanced side to side. The lateral line, the lateral aspects of it get funky on you. Just a couple more. Now, use your hand. Let go of the work. Use your hand. Relax your ankle. Let it go. And pull it up. Now squash it into your chest. Keep your chest lifted. Again, relax in the socket and let it go. Let it go to straight. Left leg. Pull it up. Pull it up. Hold on to it. Now, with your leg, just easy. So this is the opposite of what we did. Before we used our hands and then we used our muscles. So in this lotus, we're using our muscles and then we're using our hand. This just really helps you identify the hip, how the hip is working. How much can you get out of it? My restriction's in the front. Most people's are in the front. This is just a little bit of information for you. All right, then with your hand, just let it Just feel it loose. So what we're doing is, in an extreme flex with a little bit of rotation on that knee. We're just letting that hip work. Now it's just passive. We're just maneuvering it. All right, pull it into the chest with your hands. And release. Roll your legs. Okay, starting to feel pretty good, right? All right, last part. So, if you can do a hero, then that's what you're doing. But I know that a lot of us can't even sit on our heels. I gotta move my camera back a little bit. Super high tech here. My camera's on a pillow. I'm moving it around. All right, so if you can't sit on your heels like this, then get your toys. Sit on what you need to sit on. All right? We're just going to sit here nice and straight. So if you have the couch, go right up against it. What are we doing? Well, this is a flexion. Pretty big flexion of the knee joints. The extension of the ankles, our hips are kind of, just at a 90. So, for some of us, you can feel your quads stretching here. What I want you to do is just squeeze your knees in a little bit. So if you're in a hero, you're going to pull your heels. If you can do hero, pull your heels to the outside and then sit down in between them. So just sit up nice and tall and just allow this to adjust. Now put your elbows on the couch, tuck your tailbone under, and just pick your pelvis up off of your heels. It's not big. If I had another camera, you'd see a line pretty straight from my knees to my shoulders. My chin is tucked. I'm not laying back. What I want you to do is tuck under more and squeeze your knees towards one another. So that's going to it's going to give you another stretch across the top of your quads. And then you're feeling the glutes work into the backs of the legs. Your ankles are on an extension. Keep tucking your chin. And then sit back down. Come forward. Walk yourself forward. And then tuck your toe under and push. What time is it, James?
6:44.
Okay. And push. Coming back. Put one foot flat, sit on the other heel, or go into a hero. All right, now what I want you to do, or you're sitting on a pillow. You have to be able to sit here. All right, so whether you're up on a pillow or you're down on your heel or you're on the ground, put your elbows on the couch. What's good about this is that if you feel like you can't move out of this, you can just push down onto the couch and easily maneuver yourself. So what we're going to do is we're sitting here. I want you to take the leg that's down and pull that knee to the inside take the leg that's up and pull the knee to the inside. So we're going to squeeze both knees together. And then just put your arm on the opposite side. Give yourself a little twist. But mainly what I want you to do is squeeze the knees together. Now, whichever leg you have down, I want you to take that sit bone and pull it back towards the couch. So your left, well, for me, I'm sitting on my left leg. My left leg is pulling back to the couch. My right knee is pulling across. My sit bone is trying to touch the couch, but easy though. I'm folding into that joint. Both knees are squeezing. Relax into the joints. Just a couple more seconds here. And release that. To get out of this, push back up onto the couch and sit, roll. All right, whatever, change sides. So my right knee is going to be down, left leg is flat. Like I said, put a block or a pillow. Pull that heel to the side of your hip if you're going down to the floor. Take your right leg across. Twist. Just twist into it. But mainly I want you to feel the motion on the inside of the leg. So take the lower leg, pull it in. Top leg, pull it in. Those inner thighs are going. Now take that bottom sit bone and pull it back towards the couch. Couple more breaths. Keep relaxing in that quad. Now release elbows. Push yourself back. Slide that leg up. Sitting down. Stretch the legs long. Roll them in. All right. Elbows back on the couch. Pull your legs in. And then pull yourself up onto the couch. Now, flex your ankles. Come down on your toes. So I'm here, toes down, knees down. You can tilt yourself forward if you need, or if you can stay up straight. So just feel the toes, really stretching. Now roll your ankles both to the middle. I know for some of you this is not pleasant at all. Come forward, extend your toes, sit back. This time we're going to go all the way back. Hands behind your head, arch back. Now, if you can't reach the ground, grab your pillow, put it underneath your head or your shoulders. Squeeze your knees together, tuck your tailbone under just a little bit. So feel that low back go long. Breathe into your ribs. So for a lot of us, this is our reclining hero. These positions are complicated. So if you have, multiple restrictions, you can't get to the final pose. But there's a lot of benefit to the in-between poses. Now what happens here with your back is after a while, check it out to see if you let go of that pillow, if you can come all the way down. Pull your chin up, pick your head up, elbows back on the couch, push, come up, foot down, push yourself back on the couch. All right, now we're gonna do a forward bend right here. So sit on your couch just at the edge. Put something right here on your lap. And then just bend forward. If you're hyperextended, keep your knees a little bent. This is for your torso to relax on. You can also hold your shins like I'm doing. Now all I want you to do is just drop over. You want to have that pillow there so you can lay your chest on it. We're just relaxing. It's a supported position. If that leg position gets too much, just bend your knees and be here for a couple of breaths. Just enjoying the fold of it. You want to be able to resting some part. So kind of what I'm doing now is I got that nice release going in the chest and the low back. So I really feel like I'm hanging on my pillow. And then I'm just creeping my feet out. The main thing is that you continually release the weight of the torso forward onto that pillow. I want you to put your hands on your shins and use your arms to help you push up, pull your feet in. Come on up to sitting. And then we just slide off of our couch onto the ground or onto a pillow. Sit up nice and tall. And that's it for tonight. Let me know, Tina, if this helps.